airbags, beanbags, bazookas, Betty Boops, bonkers, blinkers, hand warmers, holy hills, coconuts, chestnuts, knockers, nippers, the tits to twins the girls, zeppelins, torpedoes, tomatoes, shirt potatoes, sweater muffins, bra stuffers, milk pillows, love melons. Let's talk about the most magical creatures on this planet, breasts. Isn't it weird that these precious stars with so many names get that little attention or are hardly seen in public? Some people cover them up with turtlenecks or big woolen sweaters, and some people do show them, dare to show them, expose them as much as they can because they're proud of them. But there are always limits. Limits for the female nipples and breasts. We don't get to hear about them that often, and beside the shadow banning on social media and the fact that we need to use a hashtag called Free the Nipple, there is still so much prudishness about these most common, wonderful and natural female feature. For decades, they've been telling us to cover up, to hide, to feel ashamed. And for me, this has always been weird. Because how can something so warm and so safe, the source of life in our early years, be something we should hide? Breast turned out to be my savior some years ago, when I didn't take good care of myself. For a long time, I struggled with a depression and a burnout. I didn't eat, I didn't sleep well, and I hardly came out of the house. It was hard that I couldn't love any part of me. I felt ugly and unsafe in my body, and it only got sucked in deeper and deeper by a deformed image of society's beauty standards and the filtered beauty I got bombarded with on social media. And even with the new movement of the body positivity, I couldn't find an image where I could fit myself in, because I couldn't be positive about any part of me. The pressure of social media, especially young people today, feel that pressure, and it creates some serious mental health issues. For example, young girls feel the need to dress the same, look the same, act the same, to fit in with what is told them to be normal. So how can we find a way to be transparent about ourselves? Because loving yourself, it's almost a radical thing to do in these times. Research has recently identified a self-love crisis for women all around the world, where 1 in 2 women feeling more self-doubt than self-love, and 60% wishing they had more respect for themselves. So let me repeat that. 1 in 2 women feeling more doubt than love when it comes to themselves. 1 in 2, 50%. I'm not the only one who finds this shocking, right? But let me tell you, I am one of them. I am one of those ones. Half of the women are one of those ones. So let me ask you the same question. If you doubt yourself more than you love yourself, or you recognize this theme or struggle, would you be so kind and courageous to raise your hand even when you are home alone? I know I'm not alone with raising my hand. I felt alone for so many years. I wanted to explore a path of self-love, a path so much deeper than the well-meant advices I got on a daily basis, like, go try this diet, or say this mantra every day in the mirror, or meditate twice a day, 4 times a day, every day. Go running, it really helps your brain. Very, very well-meant advices, very sweet, but they were not for me. As you see, I don't write, I don't talk easily, I take pictures. So that's what I did. I wanted to find a way to connect with others and myself again. So I started to photograph breasts. Why the boobs, you would say? Well, this has always been a special area for me. It was the comfort my mother gave me when I was a child and I was afraid. It's an identity. It's where the heartbeat is hidden. When you're growing in the womb, it's the first sound you will hear. And even when you are hugging yourself, you are literally holding your chest, your heart. Try it. It's a place of safety and vulnerability. And that's why I captured these magical parts of us, of all of us. In the past years, I've welcomed over more than 200 women in the studio, all dealing with doubt and insecurities. And first, I just wanted to capture the breast, the chest. But soon enough, I found out about all the stories behind them. The women with the breast reduction surgery and the relief they felt. The women who decided that with a cup size bigger, they felt more complete. The woman who waited 16 years for getting a breast augmentation and finally found because she was afraid for the opinion of others, and finally found the courage to complete herself in her own way. The woman who proudly owns 4 nipples as it runs in her family. 4 nipples. And I talked to her 2 weeks ago and she told me, I am proud of it. You gotta tell that. Well, here you go. The beautiful lady who surrendered herself after years of depression and finally found the courage to open herself up in front of my camera. The survivors of cancer. The warriors with cancer. The lady who came to my studio only 5 days after removing her breast because of cancer, full of life, not knowing what next week could bring, but embracing the fact that she was living in the moment and alive. The childless mom who missed the feeling of breastfeeding. The momless child who just became a mother her own. The lady struggling with an eating disorder, but still standing strong in battling her demons. The beautiful woman with already 91 years of life written on her chest. She came to my studio and said, let's go. The person who said goodbye to their breast and felt the euphoria because the breast couldn't make it possible to make it home in their cells. The man who said goodbye to his breast and felt more complete on his way in a transition. The woman who threw away all her bras, all of them, to embrace the smaller cup size. And the mother feeding her child in front of my camera, showing me the pure love and strong bond between them. And this is just a handful of stories I've had the privilege to portrait. I've literally seen it all. We started to strip down our body images, and while we were doing that, we were breaking down walls that were built up so carefully throughout the years. While showing your breast is almost an illegal act, right? Ode was born, the Boobie Book. An ode to all the women who could not bring an ode to themselves, just like me. So, if you ask me why getting naked is a way to heal, What this book has taught me, what creating this book has taught me, is that by showing the most naked version of ourselves, we create space to heal. The sessions in the studio were all about sharing pain, loss, joy, and vulnerability. And they showed me the true definition of beauty. When we show our real, unfiltered, unapologetic self, we are remembered of our true, natural beauty. We learn to recognize the unrealistic, so-called perfect beauty standards, and that they are distracting us from truly loving ourselves. What the people of Ode has showed me in front of my camera, showing them was showing myself again. I was them, they were me, and we were all one. So I felt no reason to be ashamed anymore, not one. So if you ask me for inspiration to love yourself more, I would say, strip down your walls, your fears, strip down your judgments, your insecurities, and strip down your clothes. Stop chasing something that is not real. Embrace the hidden parts of you fully, because the true you wants to be seen. And by doing that, you are embracing you. And by doing that, you are embracing me. You are embracing the person sitting next to you. You are embracing the neighbor next door, the men in this world, the women in this world. So this talk is my loving invite to get naked. Getting naked is our return to love. Return to the ones we once were and the love we will always be.